Welcome to another edition of The Story Behind the Car. I'm with Barclay, and Barclay has quite an operation here. I'm just going to show you a sneak peek. We'll hit all of these today. But Barclay, what are we looking at here with your brown one?
This is a car that we call Brown Christine. You know, in the movie they say you can't polish his turd. Well, who likes a brown car? So we're actually bought this car, and we're gonna turn it into what that car looks like right there, the junker scene.
Yes.
In the movie. So this is the car where they first found it in the set. So this car is going to look similar to that, but we're going to have the metal and everything that's on this car. So we're going to do the body work and then probably put a wrap that looks similar to this on this car versus paint it. And if somebody wants to paint it down the road, they could peel the wrap off. The body work will be done, and they could paint it red or whatever color they want. To me, I would only paint every one of these things red.
Yes.
Because the red, definitely increases the value in my opinion.
And so we met Randy, your interior guy.
Yes.
Is he going to do any interior?
He is. We don't know what we're going to do yet on the interior. We're going to get the wrap on it and then kind of decide.
Yes.
Let's take a peek on the inside.
Yeah.
It's not a bad looking interior. Roll down the window here so you can peek in there. Kind of good thing about the interior of this car, it does have a deluxe steering wheel. It's got a black dash, which is good. It's not a brown color, so it'll kind of go with the Christine theme once the car's done. It's a lot of work to take out a dash and paint it, but that'll kind of give you the idea of what it's going to look like in there. We don't quite know what we're going to do with the interior, but all this metal you see on the car, this car was an original Savoy. So if you look back here, there was a Savoy emblem right here.
Okay.
So
and
obviously,
is the green one a Savoy currently?
The green one was an original Savoy, but it's converted to a Belvedere. So the Savoy didn't have the Christine style metal on the side. Okay. So the Christine style inserts and this sports tone trim is just really a Belvedere, and then obviously every Christine car looks just like this. So this is the sought after look that everybody wants on any of these cars, in my opinion. So we put all this car did not come with this metal, but I had these inserts left over from the Black Widow car. I don't know if you remember that one, that 392 Hemi. So these are actually Black Widow inserts that are, a little bit older looking. All this metal on this car is what I call driver's quality that can all be restored. But, you can see, look at the bumper wings. They got a little bit of rust down in here.
Yeah.
And whenever you do an older style car, a patina build, all this kind of stuff becomes art. And you just kind of leave it on there. Yes. So if you're going to make a show car, you got to repair all that. And when you start adding up what this costs to restore these fender spears, hood emblems, all the bumpers, you're looking at probably a $15,000, $20,000 bill to restore all the metal on it to make it a show car, kind of like our first Christine car.
Yes, I remember talking about that when we shot your Christine car.
Yeah. And then this car has a 318 single carb in it.
Oh, you can open it with that model on there. Yeah,
yep.
Cool.
So we're going to clean the engine bay up, and this, believe it or not, this single carb 4-barrel here is probably one of the best running cars in the garage.
Really?
This engine runs great.
Yeah. And that's the original 318 that came with it?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Don't know a whole bunch on the history of the car, where it came from. I just purchased it from a great guy in the state of Illinois that had a few other projects and wanted to move this one, so decided to take this one on.
Yeah.
And I think we got a good plan on it. This is going to be exciting for us, first time doing it.
Yeah, very nice.
And then trying to think if there's anything else cool about this car that I can point out, but we always like to tint the windows. That's one of the things we already did. We have all the moldings for this, but this is all going to get a nice wrap on it. And then when you put that weathered wrap on it, it kind of makes all this metal go with the car and the wrap, and then it gives it the theme.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it turns out. If it doesn't turn out good, we'll peel the wrap off and paint it.
Yeah, but that wrap, like you say, it will pull everything together.
It will. It'll make everything kind of match on the car. And it's got all the bumper wings and everything that you need. All the hard-to-get parts are actually on this car, which is, if you're going to start on a project, you want a car like this because it has everything. The other great thing about this car right here, the underneath side of this car, it's almost rust-free. And that's what's hard to find on these type cars. Usually they're rust buckets and you're spending a fortune fixing the floor pans.
Yeah.
Well, the floor pans in this one are pretty good.
Good.
We have a few issues down in the rockers down in here. that we're going to actually do all the body work on it. You can kind of see some bubbles down in here. But all the body work's going to be done professionally before we actually wrap it. So if somebody wants to actually paint this car, when the wrap's pulled off, they don't have any body work to do.
Yeah, and the wrap won't seal in problems.
No,
yeah.
it'll all be done the right way before we put the wrap on it.
And what year is this one?
It's a 1958 Belvedere.
Okay. And
1958 Savoy that looks like a Belvedere.
And I do want to hit the taillights.
Yeah, good look, isn't it?
Yeah, very good look. Dual exhaust.
Yeah, the only thing we're missing is it doesn't have the Plymouth letters on the trunk.
Okay. And this would be the backup light when you put it in reverse.
That backup light's very expensive. It's probably about a $450 light with the lens and everything.
Wow.
They're hard to find because everybody converts a 57 to a 58, and this light lens and the housing in there is a hard to get part.
Yeah. Plenty of chrome.
Yeah.
And is the trunk something we should look at?
We can look in there. It's not bad looking.
No.
You know, if you look in here, you know, this is pretty solid for a Plymouth trunk.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of undercoating and everything on it, but, you know, it's not rust holes. A lot of these you look through and you can see the ground.
Yeah.
But this one's not bad, and this is the original trunk. So it's in actually pretty decent shape. So it's much easier to start with a platform like this than a rust bucket trying to fix it and kind of fix all the rust. That's the hardest thing of any of these cars is the rust.
And I'm assuming they don't make any aftermarket panels for it. It's all fabricated?
Pretty much fabricated. You could find some older fabricated, you know, fender bottoms and stuff like that, but I don't think anybody's out there mass reproducing it.
And just for the people that don't know, can you tell the story about your...
Evil Fury is an LLC company we kind of set up to basically run every car that we do through it for tax purposes.
Okay.
It's really just a hobby, and Evil is love spelled backwards, so it's the same E as Christine, and it's the love of this car. So that's what we're doing. We're in love with this car now, but who knows, 5 years from now, we might not have any of them around and just have a couple of them and doing something else. My next car that I like is the 63 Corvette.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do that, and I'm really a GM guy by heart. So Camaro, Chevelle, the split window 63 Corvette.
Yeah.
Also kind of growing a liking to the 71 Plymouth Cuda. That's another car that has a lot of style that I could see myself owning one of those. So who knows what we're going to do next. But
and
right
prior
now,
to all this, you were into Camaros,
Camaros,
correct?
yes.
And how many of those did you build?
We built a bunch of those, probably 50 of them. But Camaros, I thought those were hard to build until I started one of these. Camaros, you could buy all the parts, and they're easy to get, and you can go online and buy everything. It shows up in your house, and a week later, and you can put it together. These, you got to find the parts, and put it and get them restored. So this whole upstairs is nothing but 1958 Plymouth parts.
And I see you have a bunch of parts on the bench behind it.
Yeah,
too.
this is actually you could show these points. So you've seen that 2-barrel, that 4-barrel carb, that single carb over here. So here's actually a 318 carb setup, dual carb. That's from the style what the movie Christine looks like. Here's some 318 valve covers we painted, and here's the signature air tank and the power brake booster that you can actually put all this on one of these cars to make it look more like the movie theme.
Yeah, okay.
You know, but to get all these parts and to do all this is about a $5,000 cost.
Wow. By
the time you get the parts, chrome the parts, restore the parts. I mean, just a set of chrome air cleaners like these and to get re-chromed and hand painted the red on it, you're looking at $1,700, $2,000 just for the air cleaners.
Wow.
That's what this stuff costs. It's just crazy expensive, and chroming an air tank and what have you. And
then you have all kinds of wall art.
Yep. Those are Golden Commando 350 valve covers.
Okay.
Here's another set of Golden Commando valve covers that are good enough to chrome. That we're going to use on another project that we don't have yet.
And then you have the front end.
Yeah, that's something we hung on the wall with a bunch of extra parts. It's cool. It lights up. You actually got to hit the button here to get it to light up, but it's on a motion sensor.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of goes dark at night, and then it'll light up.
And then she watches over the herd?
Yeah, she does, per se. It's funny that if you see that damn hood, that hood emblem that's up there that says Plymouth.
Yeah.
That actually fell off and landed on my good Christine car and put a dent like right in the top of the metal here, and I had to get it fixed.
Yeah.
So that thing, parts fall off and like damage. I guess it was jealous of that car when it was parked there. So.
Yeah. And this is the original style.
Yeah.
Grill or instrument cluster.
Yep, that's just the 150 mile an hour ones. The Furies have 150 mile an hour speedometer, and that's the one that my good car has, and that's what this one has.
And you have one on the bench I saw over there.
Yep, that one's going in Helen. That one's going in our Pro Street build that's not here.
Yeah. That's
going to be another one that it's going to be probably my favorite car I've ever built. It's a patinaed Pro Street car that my father and I found in a field in southern Missouri, and it's really neat. We're right in the progress of it, and you can go to Christine Car Club and keep up with the progress.
And I'll look forward to shooting that when you get it back.
That one's something special.
Yeah. I do want to shoot the driver's side of this before we wrap this one.
Okay, go right ahead.
Anything else we need to cover before? And so you're going to have this wrapped, you're going to do some body work, then wrapped, and then it's going to be for sale, correct?
Yep. Basically, all three of these cars right here are for sale. The only one I'm really keeping is that my good Christine car, my one that first red one that I've ever owned. But we're going to, here's where they had an antenna in here, and I'm going to take this out. We're going to fix these holes. They had the mirrors here. So we're going to weld all this up and fix this body.
Okay.
So it's really ready for paint. And then we're going to do the wrap on it and see how it looks. We're also going to put a new set of tires on it as well. Some steel wheels. These are some Kragers that were on there. Those are coming off.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't look right at all.
Nah, they don't go too well with that.
Yeah.
But we added bumper wings and all that type stuff to the car, and it basically looks just like everything you need to make a Christine.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you so very much for showing us your brown turd that was going to be...
Brown Christine.
Yeah, brown Christine that you're going to shine up and make look totally different.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I didn't mean any disrespect by calling it a brown turd.
I think it probably likes that.
All right, well, thank you again, Bradley. Barclay.
Barclay, Bradley, same thing.
Yes.